Hello to my Zentangle friends. This is Barbara Langston, CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher. And I first want to say that I'm very grateful to be back and able to create a new video for you. I'm going to start by saying how grateful I am. I'm here in South Texas, the Houston, Galveston area, and I could have suffered a lot more than I did, but I can tell you one thing that from what we've gone through, I'm very grateful and more aware of the blessings that I have in my life, more grateful for everyday things that we take for granted, like electricity, a warm home, the internet, running water. It just goes on and on. Yes, I did have some problems in my home. The pipes broke above my garage, but I found it quickly and shut the water off to the house. And then I was able to get plumbers here fairly quickly because I was already on their waiting list. And we're doing okay. We have heat and water, electricity, internet back, and we're just having to boil our water for now. Could have been a lot worse. Some of my neighbors have it a lot worse than I do. So I just wanted to start with a little bit of gratitude. The pattern I'm going to show you today is called 4Given with the number 4, and it is by Jody Genovese, and she is a Certified Zentangle Teacher. And it's a simple pattern, and it is forgiving. And I haven't planned this tile. I just want to do one. I'm so grateful for so many people who contacted me either through comments on my YouTube channel or sent me emails to notperfectzen@gmail.com and asked if I was okay. And I was really touched by that, and I appreciate all of my followers. And okay, so I'm going to use a gray tile, and I'm going to use a blue pen. I happen to have a variety of these because of different project packs and things like that. I'm going to try using the O2, but you could do this on any color tile, use any color micron or any pen that you want. I am going to shade using a General's pastel pencil, and I happen to have 2 of those in different colors of blue, and we'll just see how that works out. A light blue and a dark blue. And then I have a tortillon that is marked for blue, and I also have a black tortillon for black and a black graphite pencil. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and do my 4 corner dots. Take a deep breath. And I'm not going to worry about how my borders look. Might make them a little wavy. They're just a guideline, and you don't have to stay right inside those borders if you don't want to. And for forgiving, I'm just going to start kind of in the middle here and try not to make them too small so you can see exactly what I'm doing. And we start with kind of, I guess you'd call it a diamond shape square. Okay, so that's your first step. And then we're going to make like some rice kernels, and they need to be a little bit bigger then your little diamond square. I'm going to call it a diamond square for lack of anything better to call it. And I'm going to turn my tile each time. So I'm going to echo this line and then do my other side. And turn it each time, keep my hand comfortable. And you can see they're not exactly the same size. This one's a little bit bigger than that one, and it's okay. All right, so now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make another one of these little diamond boxes. Okay, and then repeat what we did here. I'm going to add these little rice shapes. Initially, I was going to do a gratitude type tile, but I think just talking about what I'm grateful for is good right now. I have a gratitude journal, and I've kept one for years, and had a lot of gratitudes in the last few weeks. I stayed at my daughter's tiny home because she happened to have kept electricity at her tiny home. And then my little granddaughters came and spent the night with me there so that they could get warm. Tell you, I really appreciate electricity a lot more today. I appreciate the plumbers who came to my house and fixed the leaks fairly quickly so that now I have power. I appreciate being able to take a shower, wash my clothes, wash my dishes. It just goes on and on. Okay, so sorry, I'm rambling here, but I have a lot to be grateful for. So you can see we're just continuing to add the little rice shapes, the little diamond boxes. And I'm going to show you some of the variations that she has for ways that you can make it look different. I have some odd shapes here, but it's going to be okay. This is the type of pattern to me that's easy to remember. And so if I'm in a situation where I just want to do a tile and I need to go from memory, which can be a challenge for a senior like me, then this is one that I think I would remember. I will show you real quickly a tile that I did when I was at my daughter's place. So I took some Zendalas with me, and this one was a pre-strung Zendala, and I simply filled it with patterns that I know. And it had kind of this pattern, and you can see some of the string that was already there that I ignored, and that's fine. The string can be a guideline or it can be ignored. So I put Shattuck and Flux and Paradox, Crescent Moon, Muka, and Knightsbridge. They were easy to remember, and it was a nice thing to do while we waited to get through that storm. Okay, so I'm back to adding these little rice kernels. And as you can see, I've gone past my border, and that's okay. I think I may just leave this one kind of open. Okay, again, you just start at the edge of that rice kernel, put your little box in there. Let's leave that one open. And again, your little diamond box should be a little smaller than your rice kernels. I'm going to echo that one. Echo that one. Go ahead and take that one out. Okay. Oh, sorry. So again, I haven't practiced putting this all together. So I think I will go ahead and put another little box over here. And again, you can totally ignore your border, which apparently I have done here. Just have fun with it. Play what if? What if I did this? And you notice we end up with kind of a circle pattern in here, which I'm trying to remember the Meditative, I think is what you call that. When you start with one pattern and end up with another one as a result of that. I have a friend that I met at the CZT seminar. She is in Mexico, and she does a video every day. Maybe not on the weekends, but I'm amazed. I have a hard time coming up with good ideas. And that is probably just a self-confidence thing for me, but it is what it is. I'm trying to get better. Oh, it looks like we're just going to fill this. Let's just do it. Like I said, this wasn't totally planned. just like with your string, the border, like I said, can be ignored. Made that one kind of big. And I found this on tanglepatterns.com, and you can see the step out there. This is a fairly new pattern on that site. Okay, I think that's pretty, just like that. Okay, and now to show you some of the different ways that she fills this pattern. That's what makes it really nice. So I'm going to, in the middle of this one, since it's in a fairly good shape, I'm going to come up and put a petal here on each of these little corners. Going up into the point of that. And then she puts another little petal here between each one of these. Okay. And then we're just going to fill in the space around it. Another thing that I'm grateful for is I got my first COVID vaccine this morning. I am a senior and I deal with my grandchildren because I babysit them. And my daughter works. Well, all of my kids, I have 4 kids, they all work. And because my daughter, the mother of the 2 girls, is out in public in a retail store, there's always a chance of someone bringing COVID home. So I'm grateful to have my first shot. Okay, so I'm just putting a little line there in the center. Okay, so that's one of your options. Let's go ahead and do that over in here. We'll do that again. Let's start. Again, this is a forgiving pattern, so it should look fine in any of these. And you might choose to put this into all of yours. I know several people have told me they watch the whole video and then they go back and create their tile, and that is an excellent idea. Decide how you want yours to look. I just love seeing what you guys do when you post it on Facebook or Instagram. Okay, so I'm putting Just a little line coming off of each of these larger petals. And then I'm going to fill this in. Yeah, I happened to find this size 02 pen at one of our local artist supplies and just wanted to try it. It's not that different from the 01. And I've had it a while, and I think it may be running out of ink. I have heard from some of my friends on Facebook who happen to be in Canada that their temperatures have been like minus 40 degrees centigrade. Oh my gosh. But they are prepared for that. Obviously, Texas is not. And I think there will be some repercussions from this for a long time. And hopefully we will be more prepared when and if this happens again. Okay. The next way that she does that is she puts a line down the center of one of these diamonds, diamond square, and then just R that on one side with some fine narrow space between your lines. And then let's flip it and do that same thing. So less than a week ago, the temperature was 17 degrees. And now today, I'm in short sleeves. It's supposed to get up to 70 degrees. I tell you. The weather I think the weather all around the world is getting more and more unpredictable. On a sad note, I lost almost everything in my garden and in my flower beds, but they can be replaced. Okay, so that's one of the ways that you can do it. As far as the little rice kernels, there is a couple of variations that she shows. For instance, you could put an orb here in the center, and then just aura around that. And then I like to turn my tile and always have my pen facing the line that I'm going to aura. It helps me get it a little bit better. Okay, let's see. That's basically how she did it. Let's do that inside of these. the basic pattern is just this, okay? And then you can just do the variations and put anything inside of it that you would like. Or leave it as is. This is the kind of pattern that to me is very meditative. It's easy to focus. That's the Zen part of Zentangle for me. That's what attracted me immediately to Zentangle, was how I was able to make it like a meditation, and I still do. One of my favorite mentors is Joanna Quincy, and she is a CZT in Wales in the UK, and she has just some beautiful tiles that she shares that are very simple patterns that she takes her time, and they're just beautiful and very meditative. Okay, trying to look at the step out to see if there's anything else I could show you that might be different. Okay, let's go ahead and put some more of these. I just think they're so pretty. And even though this one is kind of taller, it's not exactly square, I think it's going to look fine. I love petals. I love organic patterns. Okay, now filling it in. One thing to try to remember is don't push hard on your pen. They'll last longer, and you might find that your ink flows a lot easier, and that's what I'm finding right now. Is just relax and don't push so hard. Trying to make sure that the camera focuses. I have not found a way to get my iPhone to do a fixed focus at this point on my tile. And I hope my hands don't get in the way and cause it to focus on my hands instead. I'm not a pro. I'm not getting paid. I'm just doing my best. I love sharing Zentangle with you. Okay, let's do another one here. Okay, fill it in. Oh. An outside line. No mistakes. All right, one more. And then we'll just do some shading on what's left. And I think you'll have enough to know how to do this pattern. And make it your own art. Just enjoy what you're doing. Not for anyone else, but just for yourself. Unless you plan to sell it. There are some people who do it on commission. But I'm more relaxed if I'm just doing what I enjoy and then sharing what I have found. I like using the bigger pens, like a graphic one, for filling in, but I don't have one in this color. The graphic one is mostly in black. I have a hard time finding other colors. I do have a PN here that I could use if this one runs out. Okay, this one ended up a little bit different. Some little fatter petals than the other ones. Okay, I'm going to switch to the PN, also in blue, and show you some of the ways that you can shade. I'm going to use the chalk pencils, but I want to show you this first because you don't have to have a chalk pencil. You can shade with the graphite or your pen, but just doing this hatching, pull it towards the center, but you're going to leave the center white. Well, in this case, gray. Gives a nice effect. I'm going to make these come down a little bit closer to the center. And I tend to do better if I put the pen down and pull it toward me. So you could possibly do the same thing in these corners where you haven't put anything inside. Again, that's a what if? What if we did that? That's kind of cool. I think I'm going to do the same thing with this square. It's going to be interesting. We could do some little echoes coming in, or auras coming in on each one of these. Okay, let's try that on this one. So we're just doing an aura. And this was not on her step out, so I would try it. And I'm just going to keep turning. Do this one at a time. If I don't turn it, it's up a little bit odd, but that's okay. Okay. On these that are around these petals, sorry, I am going to use my chalk pencil. And I'm going to try the darker one first. And I'm basically just going to put a little bit in each corner of these rice kernels. And you can do it a little bit dark, but start out easy on it. Of course, you can use an eraser if you need to. I don't send out the Zentangle police. And they don't exist. Everybody jokes about Zentangle police, but this is an art form that is meant to be what you want it to be. If you need to use tools like an eraser, it's absolutely okay. I'm going to go ahead and do that down here too so we can see how it looks next to the ones that we did with just hatching. You know, don't be afraid to do a tile just to play, just to see how it might work. That's how some of these teachers come up with great ideas, is by showing what they have found that works for them, not showing what didn't work. I have thrown tiles away. I try not to, but there are times when I just don't like it. I will sometimes draw on the opposite side. These are tiles that I have made, so it doesn't say Zentangle on this side. I didn't make them, I cut them. And so I could use both sides if I wanted to. Okay, I'm going to go in around these flowers and add some of this pastel chalk in the center. And now I'm going to use my tortillon. Trying to keep my fingers off what I've already done because it's easy to smear. So on the last video that I uploaded before this one, I started out talking about the weather and how it was going to be here. And I just didn't like what I had said. And I ended up saying, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then started again, essentially. And then I go in with a video editor software and take that out. But I ended up uploading the original instead of the one that I had edited, and just happened to go back and look at it after I had uploaded it, and there I was saying blah, blah, blah. I was, oh my gosh. So I deleted it and uploaded the correct one. But I know I had several people who viewed it right after it was uploaded. I just had to wonder what they thought. I really like how the pastel chalk looks on these. So I'm just going to lightly pull this in on these. I enjoy using the pastel chalks more than doing this, the hatching. For one thing, it's easier on my hand. The hatching just tends to hurt my fingers just because I hold the pen too tightly. I really like the gray tiles with blue. I think it's so pretty. It's probably a lot prettier in person than it is on the screen, but I like it. All right, so that's how it looks without doing anything else. But I want to go in and put some shading with the pastel pencil around some of the other stuff that I've added. But I want to sharpen it first. This is the sharpener I have. It's called Tagal, and I got it at Amazon. And these little things indicate how deep you want it to be. So if I put it on a 3, it will show more lead than if I had it on a 2. But I need to be careful with pastel pencils because they break more easily. So I don't want to get it too long. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit along these edges. Just where my lines meet, that's where I'm putting that. I'm not going to put it on this side. I think I'm going to put a little bit where these lines meet. I did get notice that there is a new project pack coming out. I don't buy every one of those, but they did mention that there's going to be some new tools in that project pack, so I might get that one. But you can follow those project pack videos without buying the project pack, because they are about $35 each plus shipping. I have friends in my area, people that have been in my classes, that if I'm going to order like that, we generally try to share the order and share the shipping cost. I'm happy to say that 2 of my students are going to attend the CZT seminar that's going to be online in May. That's exciting. Oops. Okay, I missed this one. Okay, so I'm just softly going in and smoothing that pastel chalk along the inside of each of these. I always love to see what kind of difference shading makes. You can do it very simply, or you can go a lot darker than what I've done. I like simple shading, just like I like simple patterns. All right. So I think you get the idea of how that can work. I will probably add a little bit of something on the rest of these after I finish the video and before I upload it. You'll see the file on the YouTube thumbnail that I have to upload. Anyway, there you go. That was fun. I enjoyed that. And I hope you did too. I am very happy to be back and creating videos again. Let me put my chop here. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see what you do, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.